Hello and welcome to Quirky Cat Crafts. This is Sherry. Okay, you guys, I'm getting ready to start making some tiles for my Disney princess box that I want to make. So I've been struggling and kind of going back and forth for a few days in regards to, what colors I wanted to use and that kind of thing. So, but I think I've got it locked in now. So here we go. Okay, so the two stamps that I'm going to do, which are Aurora from Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella, I'm going to do on this color called Champagne Pearl, which is just a very, very faint pink color. I'm going to stamp them with black ink, and I was going to color them with mica powders before I baked, but then I found these in my stash already made, and they're colored in mica powders, and I'm going to use those as like filler tiles. So since they're with mica powder, and since a lot of my other filler tiles that I'm going to use are like rubbed with mica powder, I'm going to do alcohol inks on these. So I'm just going to stamp them, bake them, and then I'll color them in after. This is white glitter, and I'm using it for the 4 buttons for Jasmine, Rapunzel, Belle, and Ariel. Okay, and then the croc shoe charms, so the Frozen girls, Anna and Elsa, Milan, Moana, and Tiana, they're going to go on silver glitter clay. And then I have some charms here I'll show you in a minute, and those are going to go on pink glitter, but I'm actually going to use some white glitter and blend it, because when this bakes, it comes out a different color. It's like a really obnoxious pink, and I don't want to do obnoxious pink on this. So we're going to tone that down with some white glitter. So, yeah, so I don't want to get too off track of what I'm doing. So, oh, and then I had these two a little flower and a little heart on mirror tiles, and I just grabbed those because I'm sure they'll fit in there somewhere as filler, something different to look at. So these are filler tiles. They can go away for now. Also, I have this jewelry piece that's already embedded on silver glitter clay, and I'm going to attach it to the front of the lid of the box. So it'll be like the kind of a faux catch, faux fastener, because the box doesn't actually have a fastener. It just has a hinged lid. So this will go on the front of the lid, so that when you're opening the lid, that'll be like the point to grab. So, and that was already in my stash as well. So, okay. All right, let's get started before my brain explodes on me again. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside for now. I'm going to set these aside for now. We're going to set these aside for now, but I'll show you these charms real quick. Okay, so there's a castle. There's a little book that says Once Upon a Time on the cover. There's a crown, carriage, frog with a crown, and a shoe. And they may not all get used. It just depends once I start laying it out if it's too busy with embedded items, because you don't ever want to have an overabundance of embedded items. It's too visually overwhelming. And since I've got 4 buttons and 4 of the croc charms and a couple of things on the little mirror tiles, I may not use all 6. So I might only use 3 or 4, but we'll make them all. So let's set those aside for right now, and let's do the stamping first, shall we? I believe we shall. And I'm going to see if I have a package of that clay open before I open a new one. I know I've used it. Oh. Yeah, I do, but there isn't much left to it, and I don't know if there's enough here to do the 2 stamps. Let's see. Oh, and no, it's got some like blue mixed in with it. So we're just going to open a new package so that we have nice, fresh, clean clay. So, let's get the blade out, get my roller out. But anyway, So yeah. And while I'm working on this, I will tell you that I have an idea for another project in progress that I am ridiculously excited about. I can't even explain how like perfectly everything's coming together, and that I'm finding like stamps that are, it's like they were created for this particular theme. So that'll be a future video. It is based on the song Only Tea from the Broadway musical Great Gatsby. And wow, come on, crank. Seriously. Sorry you guys, I'm having issues over here with my pasta maker. Yeah, so that's a gift for basically like the social media director of having issues, you guys, of Jeremy Jordan's fan page. And I've been chit-chatting with her quite a bit, and so I wanted to make her a little mosaic. And so yeah, that one will be coming soon, and it's pretty freaking awesome if I do say so myself. So come on. All right, there we go. I need the ink. All right, and I'm stamping with archival ink, as I always do. So, okay, around here. So, we're going to see how these stamps stamp. I've never used these stamps before, so I got them used. Alright, let's see how this comes out. Here we go. I don't want too much pressure. I don't want like an indentation necessarily. I just want to make sure that all of the lines of the stamp connect to the clay. Yep, that's good. And now we'll do Cinderella. Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, Cinderella. Right? Okay. Perfect. Those stamped out so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. And how do I not have any baby wipes in here? Well, I'm not going to leave the room to go get them, so we'll just use a paper towel for now, and we'll baby wipe them later. All right. So let's get these cut out. Okay. Sorry, my head's going to be in there because I need to make sure that it's straight. Let's see. So, did I tell you guys that the mama cat at the yard had kittens? It's a kitten. That's the cat that we call Tweety, because she's always hanging around with a big gray and white cat we call Sylvester. So we named her Tweety. And I knew that she had had kittens because she went from obviously pregnant to skinny. And I wasn't sure if any of them had survived because of raccoons will eat newborn kittens. And God knows there's plenty of raccoons running around the yard there. So I was concerned. Then the other day, when I stopped to feed her, and 3 little black kittens popped out of the bushes. And now, they don't come up to me. You know, they're not people friendly. But they did come out and wait for me to put the food down. And then once I walked away, they came over and started eating the food. So they're probably 10 or 12 weeks old. And it makes me sad because I wish I could get my hands on them and get them saved. But they're on the other side of the fence and I don't think I'm going to be able to get to them. So, but at least they're getting food. I can only do so much. So, oh, and then speaking of cats, for quite a while I was dealing with an orange cat that kept showing up and at my back door, and I was going out and feeding him. I was just calling him Brat because one day he bit me and scratched the crap out of me, and so of course I was like, you brat, so that's what I referred to him as. Well, he was basically like Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. Like he knew all the doors to go to get fed. And one of the other houses that he frequented, they ended up keeping him. So they named him Odie for Orange Dreamsicle and took him to the vet and got him neutered. And so I don't see him as much anymore. He's still an indoor-outdoor cat, but he just doesn't roam as much now that he's neutered. So I haven't seen him in quite a while, but I still hear from the neighbor that has him. We communicate via Facebook. I haven't actually met them in person, but anyway, so I go to leave for work yesterday, and I open my garage door, and I'm getting in my car, and I start to back out, and my car starts yelling at me that there's something behind me, and I don't see anything on the camera, so I get out to go look, and it's this big black cat with like the thickest plume of a tail you've ever seen. And he's got a flea collar on, and he's all, you know, pranced right up to me and rubbing on my legs and meowing and all that. And so it's obvious that he belonged to somebody. But me being me, and the way I am with animals in general, and cats in particular, in case he had like gotten lost and was hungry, I'm going to go put some food out for him. So I went inside and grabbed a handful of dry food and a can of wet food, and I went back out and sat down on the driveway and was feeding him. And he's being all lovey-lovey. And then I took a quick video of him and posted it on our neighborhood Facebook page to see if anyone had lost a cat. And got a reply from the owners of Odie saying, yeah, that's George. He's one of ours. He just likes to roam. And I said, so both your brats come to visit me, which I found highly humorous. And they were apologizing. And I'm like, no. Cats have their own social media, you know, for Facebook or Meow Space or something. And they know where to come. So I was happy to see them. So there's those. I'm debating whether I want to use that same color of clay for the stamp that I'm going to use in the center. I'm not sure if I'm going to stamp it on clay or whether I'm going to do it on a piece of chipboard that I paint and then do it with embossing powder. So the stamp that I think I'm going to use, it says, believe in yourself and always dare to dream, which kind of says Disney princess to me. So, and I like the script, the variety of script that they have on this stamp. So, but yeah, the piece of chipboard I have is a little too big, but if I center it, then I can actually do like bling around the edge to frame it, because that is going to be the middle focal point. So, and I think I am going to do it on chipboard, but I'm going to have to wait and see what color I want to paint the chipboard. So, that'll be a project for a different video. I'm going to do these in short little bursts. So, okay. All right, so let's do the buttons on the white. So, but anyway, so yeah, so George came to say hello. So Odie must have told him I was where the party's at, my house. So I just found it very humorous. So it's a good start to my work day. I ended up working 6 days instead of 5. They asked if I wanted to fill in on one of my days off. And so I said, sure. And then as the week progressed, I started regretting it because I was so tired. Because on that particular day, you know, normally I leave at, you know, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm back by like 11 o'clock at night. But the lane I filled in on, I left at like 6 in the evening, and I got back at like 4 in the morning, and then I had to be up at 11 the next day. So it ended up being a really long week. So by the end of the week, I was very, very tired. So see, there's an air bubble there, so I don't want to do one there, and there's a fingerprint there. So we're just going to cut her out, and then we're going to run it back through and do it again. Because if you have a fingerprint on the clay and you bake it, then you have your fingerprint immortalized forever in clay. So, anyway, and then it was Driver Appreciation Week last week. Truck Driver Appreciation. So they do, you know, they did like food every day and, you know, giveaways and prizes and whatnot. So on Tuesday, I went to get the lunch, which was, I believe that day it was bratwurst, no, sub sandwiches that day. And so I just went to grab one before I got rolling, and they said, spin the wheel, win a prize. So they had like just like a prize wheel with various different things on there. Primarily, yeah, I mean, obviously most of it was, actually I think all of it was items with the Swift logo on there. So, which I was like, I don't need anything. After 12 years of working for this company, I think I have like 3 of everything that has the logo on it. So, but I spun the wheel and I won a backpack, so now I have like 5. But that's actually okay because the backpacks, you know, wear out. You know, they start ripping and then you start losing stuff out of them and stuff. So hang on to it for later. And so that was on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I was getting dinner, lunch, whatever, and was talking to the terminal leader, and he said, well, spin the wheel. And I'm like, no, I spun yesterday. I got a backpack. And because I figured it would just be a one-time deal, right? He's like, no, spin it today. There's a TV on there today. And I was like, well, okay. So I spun it, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. I was finishing my conversation with him. Hold that thought. I'm debating whether I want to do little bits of pink mica on the corners or whether I just want to leave it white. I think I just want to leave it white. So, anyway, so I just was like, okay, fine. And I spun it as hard as I could. And then I went back to talking to him. And, you know, as the wheel slowed down and it started clicking less and less. And then I glanced back over and it landed on the TV, you guys. So, which it's just a 24-inch because, you know, it's for like, you know, truck drivers. So you would think, you know, it's for on a truck, but I don't live on my truck, right? And But the TV I have in my bedroom, which is also a 24-inch, and it's kind of wonky, so I'm going to replace the TV in my bedroom with it. So that was pretty cool. I was like, wow, I should go buy a lottery ticket or something, because, like, I don't ever win anything, so that was pretty exciting for me. So, Rapunzel. So it's been a pretty eventful week. So that's what's been going on with me, you guys. Pretty much same old, same old. Drive the truck and feed the cats and do the crafty stuff. So, but anyway, so yeah, I'm still debating on what color I want to paint the box for this project. Because, I don't know. You know, a lot of it what comes into play is like the clay colors I'm using. So like at one point I was going to use a black glitter, but if I paint the box black, then those tiles will like disappear off the edge, so to speak. And so, because I'm leaning towards just making it black. And, you know, I figure that's standard, classic. Because I don't know that I'm going to do anything on the sides. Of the box, because I debated. I thought about doing some like embossing or adding some blingy stickers or something. But dang it. I hate the glitter clay. It never cuts cleanly. There we go. We straight? Yeah, we're straight. But I don't want to visually detract from the lid and the princesses, because that's kind of the point of the mosaic, right? So I think once I get the lid done, I'll decide if I need to do anything on the edges. So, all right, Jasmine. Do I have enough room? Yeah, I think we're okay. Because there's air pockets over here, and there's also little... What? Guys, seriously, with these cats, they just constantly... Don't know what they're so gripey about. But they make me crazy. Now I lost my train of thought. Which isn't hard to do for me. Nope, it's gone. Whatever I was saying. Guess it wasn't important. They're so distracting. My bratty little boys. So there's Jasmine. And run it through one more time for Ariel. Oh, but yeah, so I don't know if I want to do anything on the sides, because the focus is supposed to be on the princesses, right? And if I do too much, sometimes less is more. That's my point. So once I get the lid laid out completely, then I will determine whether it needs anything on the edges of the box. So, I also told you in a previous video that I've been working on cleaning up and reorganizing and doing some other, moving some stuff around. And So coming soon will be an updated craft room tour video. That is coming very soon because we're getting close to being done. So those are always fun. I'll have to see if I can get through it this time without my boys constantly griping in the background. So, oh, speaking of my boys, I had submitted, I don't know, it just popped up on like my Facebook feed, news feed or whatever, someplace called Paw Prints or something, where they do, you can submit pictures of your cats and they pick some to go into a calendar, and then when people buy the calendars, it's like a fundraiser for cat rescues and stuff like that, right? And it doesn't cost anything to enter your cats, and so I sent a picture of Garfield and a picture of Opie, and Garfield was picked for the last calendar, which I was thrilled about, but I was kind of bummed that Opie didn't get picked. So yeah, so Garfield's picture got picked for that one, and then yesterday I got a text message that on the next calendar they used the picture of Opie. So now I'm going to have, for posterity, 2 calendars. And each one has a picture of my cat. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, come on. Trying to clean up the edges here. Sorry, my head's in there. I got to get this freaking, there we go. All right, now I'm crooked because I messed with it. Okay. Now we're good. And there we got Ariel. So, and then, of course, I'll take the buttons out and bake it, and then glue the buttons back in after. I don't generally have these buttons melt on me, but for some reason I just feel like this time that would be the safer option. So, all right. So that's perfectly good white glitter. Didn't I say I had other white glitter that maybe I didn't? Pearl. Oops, dang it. Pearl, pearl. A little bit. To lighten up the pink. Let's see, this is for the charms. So let's just try this much for now and see what we come up with. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to do a, instead of blending it completely, do I maybe want to do where it's like white and pink combined? No, I think we're going to blend it completely. And I can already tell I want more white on there. I was so excited when the glitter clays came out with Sculpey 3. The pink and the violet and the, what were the other colors? I can't even remember. Wait, that's kind of an interesting effect right there. Huh. Let me just run it through the pasta machine one time and see what it looks like. I'm kind of digging that, you guys. That was not my plan, but I am kind of digging it. Let's see, is this the side that's better, or is that the side that's better? Okay. Do I have room to fit all 6? That'll be the other question. That's pretty cool. I don't usually do blends. But I am kind of liking that, you guys. Wasn't the plan, but we're going to go with it. Make sure I leave enough room. Am I going to have room to get all 6 on here? Frog. And the book. All right, let's see if I can get these cut out. What do you think, you guys? I like that. Anyway, what the heck was I saying? I don't know. I really don't know what is up with my brain here lately. I can't seem to retain thoughts. I really like this, you guys. Very cool. Very excited. This is very exciting. So I don't normally... I should probably do the sides first before I take any more off, because I want it to be straight. So, yeah, and I'll get these in the oven, and while they're baking, I'll probably work on prepping the wood box, because a lot to do on that one. This is so cool, you guys. This was not my plan, but I really like how that looks. And that's good to know for future reference. Hopefully it'll bake in a way that isn't obnoxious when it comes out. That's something else I intend to do at some point here in the near future, is bake a little square of each color of clay I have and attach it to my storage unit so that I can visually see how the clay comes out, because a lot of them change color when they're baked. A lot of them. So this is really cool. I'm glad you guys were here to see this. Maybe it gives you guys a new idea, because I mean, I know people they do blends. They do, what are they called, Skinner blends or whatever. I know people that do like the canes and all that kind of stuff, which, yeah, would make really cute filler tiles, but I don't have a lot of time, you guys, and a lot of free time, I mean, so I don't have an interest in learning any of that stuff for right now. Maybe at some point in the future, maybe after I retire in 15 years, but for right now, I may keep it simple kind of girl. So that's how I feel about it. So I'm still working on my book. I've got 3 chapters written and well on my way on chapter 4. I'm not on a rush on that either. That is strictly a if I don't feel like writing, I don't mess with it. Which, you know, 'cause it's not like I have a deadline or anything. So, by the way, Garfield's oversleeping on the futon, and I can hear him snoring, so I don't know if you guys are going to hear that, but, yep. It's pretty cool, right? Happy accident. Sometimes those happy accidents, you just got to run with them. And the castle. So, anyway, yeah. And then the one I'm making for Jeremy's social media person. And the reason why is because she's answered a lot of questions for me. And then she's also a cat person. So we've kind of gone back and forth about that a little bit. You know, and she's in such a, it's a fine line she has to walk because, you know, there's Jeremy Jordan fans that try to become friends with her in the hopes of getting to him. And then when it doesn't work, they get all mad and they cuss her out and stuff, which I think is way, way inappropriate. And so she was telling me that that happened a couple weeks ago at the theater. And it just made me angry. But anyway, so I was talking to her about this one. And then I said, you know, I'd love to make you one. And she's like, well, that's really sweet. But then she didn't kind of say yes or no. But then I thought about it. And I'm like, you know what? She has no idea who I am. For all she knows, I'm a crazy fan lady. And so, of course, she's not going to want to give me an address. Well, so Jeremy's mail goes to the theater, care of. And since I'm sending this one to the theater, I said to her, you know, I can, you know, if you want one, because I'd love to make you one, I can just send it with Jeremy's to the theater, and then you can just get it from him next time you see him, because she sees him quite often. And then she immediately was like, oh, that would be perfect. So that was what the issue was, which I understand. But, like, I like her, like, and, you know, maybe it'll develop into a friendship that has absolutely nothing to do with Jeremy, because I would never ask her for any kind of, like, special treatment or, you know, introduce me or whatever. If I meet him, I meet him, but it'll be on my terms. But, but I'm sure people tell her that all the time, and then they still try to manipulate her. And I'm not doing her a mosaic for that reason. I'm doing her a mosaic because she works very, very hard to keep people in the loop and all that kind of stuff. So, so I'm really excited to make that one. It's gonna be a fun one. So, all right. So the last ones are these, which I absolutely will not bake because I'm fairly sure these would melt for sure. So, and I decided to go with silver glitter for those. These are the ones I was, what is happening here? Why do I have 8 different open packages? Is ridiculous. Come on, Sherry, get it together. So yeah, so we'll get these in the oven because I don't need to make any filler tiles because I've gone through my filler tiles. I've got them very well organized. Like here. So I know for sure. I know absolutely for sure that I'm going to use some of these pink hearts strips, right? And I've got them vertical and horizontal. Although, of course, all the examples I'm pulling are vertical. There we go. So I've got them both ways to fill in little gaps. So those for sure will get used. And then I think these for sure will get used, which was just some random texture stamp I did, and then I rubbed it with pink. I think that's like Inca Gold, I'm not sure, but yeah, I have a few pieces of those left, so that'll for sure get used as filler. And possibly some of this, which is just some random script words, but I don't know. But it's a possibility. So this is my new organizing for the my filler tiles, which are now over here next to me because I wasn't getting stuff put away, and because I had to get up out of my chair, so I moved them so that they're right here by me. So, and then I know in this box, more than likely probably use some of this. Oops. Or possibly some of this. So maybe some of my favorite. So yeah. Anyway, but that's the last step after I get everything else done. So, all right, sorry, sidetracked. I don't know why I'm so all over the place with this particular project, but I definitely am. So, oh, okay, so back to my thoughts. So, okay. So I asked her what quote she wanted, and she actually gave me two. And I'm going to do a picture frame because, you know, she's got a ton of pictures with him because she's been friends with him for like 15 years. So I was like, I'm sure you've got a picture to display in there. So, so there's two quotes that she asked for. And they're both from a song called Only Tea. And, so like the chorus goes like it's a, because he's, anyway. So the chorus is like, it's a tiny little cottage and a tiny little table and tiny little finger sandwiches. And I'm not really having any luck with finger sandwiches, but I do have a stamp that's a tiny, tiny little cottage, and I do have a stamp that is like a little wrought iron table and two chairs with roses all over it. So those will work. And then I found a stamp that is of a man in a suit that is dang near the spitting image of Jeremy. I mean, it is so perfect that, like, I got goosebumps when I saw it. So, I am really excited. So, all right. So, these are the two Frozen sisters, and I'm doing them together instead of separated. I may regret that later, but for right now, we're going to go with it. So, but anyway. And I don't think she's likely to watch one of my videos, so it's not going to be ruining a surprise for her. I don't even think she knows I have a YouTube channel. So, but I'm very, very excited because the three stamps that I have are perfect, and I mean perfect. And I'm so excited about it. And I wish I could be there to see her face when she gets it, but and like to the point where I actually thought about it. Take a trip to New York, go see the play, and see if she would like to, you know, meet up, and I'd love to meet her and all that, but I don't know. We'll have to see. That's kind of big money. Christmas is coming up. I have nieces and nephews to spoil. And my car tags are due in November. That's a pretty big expense, so probably not going to happen. I'll just mail it. But maybe she'll have somebody film her while she's opening it. That would be cool. Then I could at least see her face that way. We'll have to see. So, all right. Got my square done here. Get the little crumbs off. And then we're going to take these out to bake the square. All right, you guys, I think you get the point. So, so I'm going to get the rest of these done and get them in the oven and get them baked up and start working on the box. Prep of the box. It needs to be sanded, primed, painted, sanded again, second coat of paint, and then seal it. That is my least favorite part of making mosaics when I'm doing something on unfinished wood, is all the prep that you have to do, which is why I tend to use like chalkboards or boxes that are, you know, already painted or already done. So that's just laziness on my part, but it is what it is. So all right, you guys, so I think that's it for now. I'm going to finish getting these done and get them in the oven, and then we'll see what the next video will be. All right, you guys. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching.